If you haven't seen Abba into Tidehunter, it's pure pain for Tide. All Abba has to do is just control follow the Medusa, and then if he gets ravaged, or if Tib ravages and hits them both, you activate the ulti on yourself manually, and then save your core. It sucks. It's the worst. Mali Sky.
Mali Sky Pog. Nice. Look, I'm gonna say I see Shinra on Oscar Fox. Oh well, good banter. Obviously, these guys know themselves because they all play in Europe, in Eastern Europe, I believe. I was gonna say I'm gonna go for the Mystery Machine because High Shaggy's playing him. It's just that simple. I see a High Shaggy and Ember, right? He sparks up, flame guards all over the way, and it's just great.
Yeah, that's what's sparking up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's gonna really light up this game, I think. Flame guard early.
I don't think he's allowed to because it is Well, I don't know what time it is there actually. Is he allowed to eat yet?
What?
Because he's fasting. He's doing Ramadan, right? Is
he Shaggy?
Yeah, Shaggy's doing Ramadan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I don't think he's allowed to. I don't know what category that falls into, but I'm pretty sure he's not allowed to.
I genuinely...
I don't think he's ever allowed to, actually, according to that. That's a whole other topic altogether.
I have no idea. This is the first I'm hearing of this. I've got no clue. But I believe the sun,
he tweeted about
the sun
this.
is setting soon in NA, especially because he's in Canada, a little bit more northern. I'd be surprised if the sun went down. I don't know what part of Canada he's from, but I assume not Nova Scotia, the eastern side of Canada. Or
in Malaysia, they don't even drink water. That's why it's actually kind of impressive. He's been playing all these games. I mean, he must be really tired.
I have no clue.
Mali Burgos. Okay, I think Soli might die. Okay, they're actually really committing to this. I love this. Look at this. First blood from Mali Burgos.
Just the two supports doing support things. I mean, if there's something that these supports have, it's certainly damage.
Do is support things. Oh, right. Sorry, I thought I was going to go a different direction. Tib now gets a lot of freedom in this early lane, right? Like, he actually got to get close to the creeps. He got to deny a couple.
He's sticking around. He landed, I mean, granted a level 1 Illuminate, but a max Illuminate channel onto Shinra, and Shinra did not like that. Very displeased. Here comes another one. I think he's gonna miss.
Shaggy's like, no, not my creep! Yeah. Oh, he took it! So now it's more High Shaggy's playing in Shinra and Jubei sometimes.
And there's the TP. I guess they just wanted to give Razor tree level 2. It's not really a scary lane, right? I'm not scared of a Sand King level 1, and certainly not Willow level 1.
With Razor, when you play the long lane like this, except Mars, I think that most of these heroes that can disjoint the static link, they are just okay in lane. Like, they don't get killed. The Sand King I don't think will get killed if he goes for the right build, but he probably won't have an impact either, right? Razor will still farm. Especially because if Double King, I've seen him play Razor, he's a good Razor player. I'm assuming he's in a max plasma field. You use that plus the Chakra Magic, and the amount of harassment you can put out is crazy. You also farm so fast.
Oh, he's in some trouble. Gets off at least another round of the Mystic Snakes, but they're doing a really good job of not stacking the slows on top of one another. And Pingu, of course, you can only dispel the one. If that's the case, Mali is going to be forced away from the lane, though. But they get Solji very, very low. Solji, who, by the way, is... Oh, okay. Pingu actually finds Mali. I think Pingu's going to die for this. Maybe not, actually. Quite a fast hero. He's away. Good move speed on the Abba. Only 5 move speed slower than the fastest natural heroes in the game.
Yeah, actually. I mean, he's on a horse, right? Makes sense. Is there any hero that's really slow that's on a horse?
Shen sometimes?
Oh, right, yeah. Well, Chen is a gorilla or something,
well,
right?
I think there's probably one. Disruptor's not really that fast. I think he's like 295.
Oh. But to be fair, that mount that Disruptor has is only 2 legs.
Right, you just keep making excuses here, bud. What do you want to hear?
No, that's the answer I want to hear. Actually, Centaur, maybe Centaur. He's the horse, right?
I mean...
yeah, right? So he's a problem. Because I always think that the fact that a small child, again, Pugna, a small child, outruns half the metagame. Like, how... did CM fail track? You know, why is she so slow compared to Pugna? His legs are half her size.
Well, track is a pretty hard counter to maiden, so I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
Good one. Double King. He does have 2 points in possible field and static link. I don't see what he went for yet, but Aframush, I don't know if you should be fighting him head on. Ah, he should, because he has Shadow Realm. And Double King. You got that little Razor thing where you feel like you're invincible. But wait, he might be, because he has possible field again. This gets vision. Aframush, 1 more hit. Oh, needed 2 more. Fairy Fire will save him. Double King gets the counter kill. Here comes the Burrow Strike with Zor. Double King's still fine. Oh,
Nice.
a real Razor player knows how to abuse the lane, and Double King is a Razor player. So exciting to
Totally
watch.
fine. Shaggy's actually bullied Shinra out of the lane here pretty early on. Shaggy... Oh yeah, Fortify messed up his range creeps, yes. He's going to be a little bit ticked off by that. Top lane, quite importantly, they also get a kill onto Solji. It's always going to be a big one here. Finally, they managed to string together the kill. Second death now for the Dusa after she dropped for first blood. And early, there's the 4-minute runes, both being secured by Mystery Machine. Shinra's fine with this. He did literally just TP back into the lane, so he's got mostly a full bottle. But it is a little bit annoying that he wasn't able to stop Shaggy from getting also the refill.
Yeah.
I think what I and Ilate spoke about this, right? This rune specifically, right? The 4-minute runes.
Yeah, it's important. It's more important when the matchup is like from a lane dominator. Like if you're playing Quap or Viper, we've noticed this a lot in SA, right? Where they play those heroes still a little bit. And like you always rotate for the 4-minute rune because you need to secure that lane for the heroes. Otherwise, what's the point of picking them? Ember and Storm have a little bit more liberty, right? Because they're more mid-game oriented heroes. Or at least pick-off oriented early. Solji, top lane.
Fine. Miss Coil.
About time you showed up, Pingu. I was losing all my mana here.
Miss Coil level 2, Mystic Snake level 2. Not that impressive yet, even if he does hit Mali Burgos with it. The int gain eventually is going to kick in a bit more. 4.1 per level. Not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Jubei's going to snipe a courier here. Oh, that's such a cute bunny.
Solji is in trouble. I mean, I am surprised by how well this lane is going. The Tide versus Dusa lane is a very interesting matchup because one of the few matchups where Tide loses if he plays too conservatively, but if he plays aggressively, he actually beats the Dusa most of the time, right? And it's interesting because I didn't think that they would be able to do that here, but they are. They're like zoning her out here. 14 last hits to her name is really bad.
Oh, it's just the Willow.
It could be enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's
it could be
basically a free kill onto Molly. Tib, they are going to need to land at least one of these brambles. They won't. Curse on Vernus. Didn't expect to point that early. And, well, not expecting the rotation from the Willow was Tib. He's going to drop the Shuttle Run projectile.
Hi, Shaq comes by. What's up, guys? You having a party here? Just joining in for the gank. Not really going to be able to do much, unfortunately, but at least Jubei is covering him mid, so it's all fine. And since you're getting a solo lane to Double King, it's not actually that bad. You do want to put some pressure onto the Storm, though, but Razor, you kind of play around his time.
I mean, pressure applied, I would say. That's the second trip home now that Shinra is made on the Storm Spirit. So I would say he's doing a pretty decent job. Shaggy now, again, uncontested rune control, so he easily gets the first action rune. It's a DD. We'll see here what he decides to do with that. He's got over Corrosion. As Mali Burgos is going to end up dropping top lane. They still have kept 3 heroes here. Unlikely that they get Tib, though, as the Brambles were used for the kill to the sky.
So right now the question is, what does TMM do with their early spike? Like, what Razor just got the Falcon Blade, right? Usually you play around this a little bit. You don't always wait for the full BKB to make your first rotation. So do you want to rotate the Razor top and try to force the Deuce out of lane? That could be an option. Do you get the Ember to go bottom and kill Sanking and then even push the off-lane tier 1? Weaker, but a stronger option if you want to buff Double King more. We'll see. I really think it's TMM's game to play right now. Like, Felt doesn't really have many plays. Until the Storm Spirit comes online, maybe.
Well, that from which he'll be fine, but Ember's here.
Going top, it seems
so
like.
he's likely going to end up at least getting a single kill here.
Okay. I feel like Double King can really join them and just take tower here. Tide is a pretty slow pusher, or not a pusher. And the Razor could help a little bit there. He has max plasma field for the full... Thank God, by the way. I don't know what Razor we watched the other day. I was going for the wrong build. It really
It was a mid as well. I think he put like... I don't know if he maxed static
linked. Maxed static linked? Yeah, against a Mars as well, yeah. Yeah, it was maxed. But that was mauling very heavy that game. This is a good game. Good job, Double.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I like Razor a lot, dude. I think with the heroes that simple, optimization and strategy is what you should study. Mali Burgos. He is gonna die.
Yeah.
Nice, high Shaggy.
And if you get the Shadow Armies, he's 100% dead there. That does betray the ward. So there's a little bit of counterplay here. Oh, careful though. No deny. Oh, they do get the deny. Pardon me. Shaggy gets it. Might even find the follow-up kill here onto Pingu. Robotic shield level 2 is going to be a little bit of a barrier, but not big enough.
Oh, this build, man. This build's quite interesting. It's the double build. He pioneered this a long time ago. When you go only 2 points in aphotic shield, so that miscoil will trigger your own aphotic shield, right? And then you always burst it, and you get like this burst of damage. And it's good against squishy supports. It's been a while since I've seen this. Usually, save is prioritized these days, but pretty good. As bottom lane, Double King gets a kill on Zor, and Jubei does die mid to Shinra, but gets a counter kill thanks to Tib's rotation.
Yeah, that's Tib popping the first Ravage and getting a pretty major kill. The tower top lane has not yet been secured. Shaggy's sticking around to continue farming, but the Dusa did TP away. The Storm TP'd away. So I believe this tower should be all but secured here for Shaggy.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are fortified.
First Ravage though, big success onto the enemy mid laner. Alright, Shaggy's not going to make a play for the tier 1 as Zor is actually going to TP in and that'll put a stop to that push. Zor who has not really found a lot of farm to be honest. It seems like they're going to give these early stacks, if there were any even, just directly to the Dusa, not wasting any time getting her activated. This will come at the cost of Zor's early items as well. He's very far from the Blink Dagger, to be honest.
Zor. Okay, there we go. He's silenced. Illuminate used. Zor is going to die. High Shaggy's staying here for too long though, and Shinra will try to punish this. He will. He does leave a remnant behind though, so he could join back again. But Jubei could be in trouble. Kato is pro weak to Storm. Storm's out of mana, but doesn't really matter. They cover him. Nice Pingu, making sure that he can continue his massacre.
Regeneration.
Pro picks up the regen rune even though he was literally full HP and mana. Just didn't want to
Could he
deny.
not have left it?
Felt wrong.
Under attack.
Alright. Could you not have left it for Shinra?
No, Tib was making a play for it, so it was either deny or pick it up.
Okay.
Effectively both denied, right?
You can really tell the soul of a player when they do that, right? A regen room player, he's just being a good guy, he's just doing the right play. And the denier, there's a bit of malice in his step.
Stupendous.
Because he knows it hurts more when you see the rune denied in front of you.
It is a little bit painful, especially when it's a bounty.
Right? There's some people that play Dota to make other people miserable, and I think those are true Dota players, right? Alt TI winners are in that kind of category.
You think?
I don't think you win TI without understanding that Dota is about making other people suffer.
Dire's top tower is fallen.
It's like the biggest point of Dota. It's what separates the pros from the plebs, really.
Fascinating hypothesis.
Dota is all about sadism, really. Why otherwise does a hero like Racer exist in this game?
Well, he's not always viable, fortunately enough.
No, I say unfortunately. Razor's the quintessential sadist. As High Shaggy. Yeah, he has the combo with Coddle. Let's not forget it's probably the combo they crafted with. Oh, but Coddle's dead. Oh no, Jubei. Oh no, Jubei. Bedlam? Okay, Jubei might actually get to live it a little bit. Uses the Illuminate last second. Terrorize will hit him, but Jubei stuck in the trees. The gosh, Jubei is running like crazy. See, his model's so lean, he can walk through all the trees.
I really like how you say bedlam. It's like you're putting a lamb inside of a bed.
Oh, sorry, is this Bedlam?
Bedlam.
What's the reference to? I actually have never used that word outside of Dota.
What, bedlam?
No, Bedlam. What's the mean? I don't know.
I have no clue, actually.
How do you know how it's pronounced? I don't.
Because there's no B. I'm saying bedlam.
Oh, you're telling me English now has consistent pronunciation
Yeah,
rules?
all the,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
all the time.
Oh, look, see? What kind of Molly Borgo's player? What kind of player is Molly Borgo? He's trying to deny it, and he fails the result. He gets punished.
Whoa.
That's Dota, baby.
Wait, where's the follow-up, though?
Shinra. Yeah, the Ravage was not that great. They don't have anything else. They are killing the supports in the top lane. Tib trying to survive this, but the DD is on Shinra. Tib. Oh, Tib. Tib is gonna die here,
Okay.
unfortunately. The rotation of the Razor, though. Out of mana, Vault used. Static Link on top of that. No more double damage on the Storm, or not really that useful anymore. Or perhaps it is. The Overload, Frost, annoying. He does miss in the high ground, and the help from Shaggy gets the kill. It snags the kill.
I believe Bedlam is like a state of delusion. I think it's like it's like a really old, like mental health term. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'll be honest. I have never used it in my real life, and
Okay. So I'm a bit mistaken. So there's an archaic version of the word, which I am pulling this from. But the proper, it's a scene of uproar and confusion, and the outdated is a institution for the care of mentally ill patients. I bet both.
Okay. Interesting. State of confusion is probably the meaning in Dota, right?
Yes, I would imagine. Yeah.
Ali Burgos. Done. Killed. Okay. Good. Terrorize. And they do get a stun, so Terrorize hits, but they got kind of stacked it here. However, thanks to the Bramble Maze, High Shaggy will still die. Tip close by. Epicenter. Not quite gonna kill.
What a bedlam.
Look, as a Spaniard, any vowel is inherently open to me, and people have to correct me to make it closed, okay? We don't have closed vowels in my language, especially not the A.
Yeah, it is a weird one.
Are you thinking back to my language and realizing that we don't? Yeah, see?
Oh, it's your language, is it?
Yeah.
There he goes again.
My dad did
I
it.
have to
Typical Spaniard owning
give
things.
me the royalties for using it. For saying La Troca.
You know what that means?
Truck. That's how we say truck in
No.
Mexico.
No. It's funny because La Troca means something completely different in Spanish. It was so apt for this context, but I cannot say it in this stream. It's a very specific cultural reference.
They say. That's what they say.
Someone will know in the chat is going to find it super funny.
They call that's what we call trucks.
Radiant's top tower is under
That is even
attack.
funnier.
It's true. Like the Ford, like
It's
not
considering
like
Mexico
big
State.
trucks, but like you know, like the
No, I
Ford
believe you.
trucks.
Double King. He's led by Shaggy. And will Shaggy get any
So deep.
searing chains? Not really. This is so
so
weird.
deep. I can't believe they make this
Yeah.
play. Tier 1 so low.
Without the tide as well.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Mate, we've all been there. We've all been Razor, right? You hit your power spike. You're the BKB. You think I am the strongest hero in the game. I am untouchable. And you make one of these.
Honestly,
it makes
what's
sense.
impressive to me is that they actually managed to conserve the smoke. They sneak between the tier 1 and the tier 2. There's a very
was pretty
small
good.
window that allows you to do
He's
that.
done this before. You know he's done this before. Look, dude, it's the typical Razor play. You get to this power spike, you think nobody can touch me. I am the closest to God, right? And well, you get punished. It's Icarus. It's essentially the tale of Icarus right now. Flew too close to the sun there. And what you need to do now, what you need to do there was actually bring Tip with you for the Ravage, but Tip was covering the tower.
You know.
Now he uses the Ravage. They do get a kill on the Sand King, but it could have been much more impactful.
Yeah, tower's been nice.
That's not the greatest Ravage.
You're not going to really get anything out from this. Now that Ravage is used, you can't really defend the Roche or defend your team and stall for them to do the Roche more accurately. Oh, this is a promising Searing Chains, and actually completely out of mana. The Tusa, they melt her with the Mystic Flare. There's going to be the Terrorize. Feared up is going to be Shaggy, but he's not really taking any damage. The Storm unwilling to make that really deep jump in, and now the BKB active for Double King allows him to pick up the kill easily now onto the Abba. He's going to turn with the Silence, the Ancient Seal, and dead. There's a Doornail of Shinra.
You see? You see, from Icarus to Daedalus he went, okay? Double King, that swap. All you need to do is a little bit of self-control. That's what Icarus liked, stupid idiot. But his dad knew what he was doing.
Oh, is his dad
and that play
Daedalus?
was correctly. Yeah.
Oh, I thought his dad was Daedalus.
No. It's awful. Lacoste, you know, 0.5 version, alpha version of Lacoste.
Lacoste is laughing there. He likes those jokes. He laughs.
Yeah, he probably would have laughed at the joke. It's true. Yeah. Anyway, that was really good. I like that they understood that strategic. Like, let's be honest here. Metaphors aside, strategically he understood that play was the correct one, but they had executed it a bit badly. Instead of losing faith in yourself and thinking, oh, that play was bad, they go for it a second time, but better executed around the triangle, taking over the high ground, taking the mid tower. Much better. This correction is something a lot of teams, especially teams that are more doubtful of their skill, don't do. But if you're cocky enough, if your ego is high enough, you can do these plays, and it's very good in Dota. You got to be confident in yourself.
He even did
to a degree.
that wasn't completely blind. I believe they had the ward already erected up there, but I mean, just a jump from Shaggy, just realizing, guys, Solji has no mana. This is a free kill, and just jumped in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Really good game sense.
Yeah, and killing the Sand King was a big deal too, because he's the counter initiator from the enemy team.
Oh,
Right? So
okay. This time the smoke's looking
That's
pretty
BKB.
good, but wow, didn't even need the BKB. Double King simply just using the vault.
the vault.
What's in the vault? No one knows.
Who knows? You know, Bruno told me the reason this item got made is because one of the sound engineers made the sound effect of Tumblr's toy, and they liked it so much they thought they had to include it in the
Very
game.
valid thing for sure.
Dire's top tower
Right? that was a great story.
I mean, in general, video game devs they waste nothing. You know,
Radiant's bottom
if you look at like a
tower
bunch
is
of
under
like
attack.
NPCs from like previous games, they're like all.
Oh yeah, assets get
Yeah,
reused all the
I mean
time.
the assets get reused. I mean, goddamn, how many times is Gordon gonna use a crowbar? So original. I mean, obviously that's a joke, but you know.
Double king. Okay, he had that BKB early because the epicenter got used. That's fine. Razor does not need. I mean, Razor is probably one of the best heroes at utilizing the long charges of BKB early, but with the refresher, it's less important, right? The charges of BKB get used while you build refresher, and then once refresher is done, being at 6 seconds,
Ravage
is fine.
Solji, he's bold, but now he's got Pingu here for the hard counterplay. Pingu, of course, with borrowed time makes this basically a non-starter for the Ravage.
Yeah. Okay, they gave him mana again, so they can do it again this time. Ravage is a bit tough because you gotta catch the Abaddon to a degree, so he doesn't just dispel the most valuable target.
But then
you're
it
going
doesn't
at,
matter
right?
because he dispels himself anyway.
That's true.
Like
So you have to catch the Abaddon, then Mali Burgos be in range to get the Ancient Seal off on him and make sure that you can be quiet him for good.
You need
right?
to,
Dyer's top tower is
yeah, I
under
mean, you could
attack.
silence him first and then
Dyer's
Ravage,
structures
or
are
you have
fortified.
to trigger borrowed time and then Ravage.
Yeah.
It's obviously you only get the one dispel on borrowed time. That would be
Stupendous.
the game
Radiant's
plan.
bottom tower
Or
is
simply
under
kill Abba,
attack.
but that's a little bit hard to do. So just proc the borrowed time. Luckily, you've got
Dyer's
Shaggy,
top
who can
tower
very
is
easily
under
do that.
attack.
Very realistic. Even an Illuminate might be able to find him. Shaggy, by the way, has the Maelstrom finish. This is a bit awkward. TPs. Lots of TPs actually coming on in. So far, the Deuce are the only ones sticking around and continuing farming the triangle.
Okay, now you took over the triangle. It's a good move, right? Usually these moves, like when you put your 5 heroes, they put you in a little bit of a difficult position as a team because when the heroes are bunched together, you don't farm as fast, right? So you don't scale as well. Well, with a Razor Ember, you want to take advantage of this power spike so hard that it doesn't really matter if you're not scaling as much. You're gonna force this tower no matter what. You know you can fight this. You're stronger than them by a lot. Your positioning matters, but not that much. You can make a couple blunders and it's still fine. As you can see here, look at this positioning. They're so aggressive.
Dyer's top tower
There's a good utilization of the
They
power
want
spike.
Pingu's borrowed time.
Taking advantage
now,
of it.
Now they can
There we go.
Ravage. Big window.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that
Oh,
might even
they
kill
actually
him.
might just kill him?
Yeah.
And then it's easier to Ravage? Okay, they didn't want to commit. Still, tier 2 top is huge because now the enemy jungle is
This
yours.
is Roche.
Now it's yours.
This is very likely Roche. Borrowed time's pretty long cooldown, 60 seconds. Relatively short for what the ability does, to be honest. But not short enough for what felt need. And if Mystery Machines check out this Roche, they think they could get it done here in 40 seconds.
Radiant's middle
Seems
tower
like they're not
is
too
under attack.
confident, though. I think Double King probably wants to finish off his refresher. He's still kind of far, to be honest. Has enough money for another round of the Perseverances, but still
Radiant's
needs another
middle
1600
tower
for
is
the
under
recipe.
attack.
What do you
Well, Tib this time.
What do you
He's going to go for
do
the axe, by the
with
way.
these 2 rings? Do you possibly put them on your fingers? Who
Dyer's
knows? That's what the
top
recipe.
tower is
That's why
under
you gotta pay
attack.
so much. Turn it into the orb.
Right, and Razor has, his fingers are made of static, so it's really difficult to put rings because they just...
So,
I guess they would become magnetic. Maybe he becomes a motor, actually, when he puts rings in his,
yeah,
on
he
his
generates
fingers.
more electricity. That's why he can BKB
It
twice.
makes him stronger. Right, that makes perfect sense, actually. Dota, following the rules of physics. Tib, they go for the pipe, by the way. Oh, full pipe on an off-laner. Interesting. I haven't seen this in forever. He uses the Ravage there. There's the Abaddon taking the support.
Happens.
Fellow support camaraderie, though. And that gives enough for the Terrorize. Good use of the Disengage. Good target by the Abaddon in general. High Shaggy could be in trouble as a result. You don't have a second Ravage. And High Shaggy will die for an Abaddon. Not worth it at all. They do kill Aframouche. So the supports are dead. But you didn't get any cores in exchange. And High Shaggy did fall for that.
I reckon that's still not worth it. And quite simply put, that's why you don't Ravage when the Abba's nearby and has his ulti. Like, he just immediately turns it around. Sure, it was, I mean, a decent Ravage. You got the position 3, 4, and 5. But the positions 4 and 5 immediately just don't care about you. And in fact, the Terrorize into Bedlam ends up baiting in Shaggy. Yeah, good turnaround there from Feltz, but definitely worth the 2v1. Because even though they do lose more bodies, they're less valuable because of supports, and you get out a big spell.
Oh, no. I was going to get excited because Tib had Blink and there's no Ravage, though.
Silence
The
is
Ancient
good.
Seal's on point. Yeah. Can they kill him, though? He does have Dekayan Signs, which means he tanks a fair amount. Also better stab resistance.
Oh.
But the Mystic Flare perfectly gets what
They don't
Shinra is.
know.
Doesn't get
Mystic
vision,
Flare,
though.
yeah, doesn't get vision. He's gonna TP after all that. Unbelievable. Oh.
Mali Burgos is too good for his own good, huh? He actually guessed perfectly, but his team didn't believe in him.
Yeah, that's a bit brutal. Mystic Flare does give a sound cue when you're hitting things, but it doesn't give you information through fog. You need vision of the.
That
of
is
the
true,
thing.
actually.
Yeah, you can like hear the Mystic Flare doing Mystic Flare things, I guess. But if
Yeah.
it's against invis or enemies out of fog, you will not hear it. I always forget there's a sound.
I
Shaggy might just be
when
dead
the-
again.
Oh.
Okay.
when the empty Mystic Flare hits as a Skyreth Mage player, it might be one of the most like disheartening feelings,
Yeah.
right? When you hear that.
Or if they activate BKB, and then you're like, oh no, I don't do literally nothing now.
Yeah, but the BKB at least you forced it out of them. But when you just messed up, you know, it's
That's
like
such copium. That's such Don't miss me with that. You kidding me? Oh, at least I activated BKB, smile face,
Dota,
and then you
Dota
die.
is a game of copium.
Because you have 2 armor and 1100 HP.
Dota is a game of copium. It's constantly telling yourself you're better, and the reason that you're bad is because of your teammates. That's what Dota is all about.
Right.
That and sadism. That's the 2 aspects of Dota. I hope the Axe is gonna be made soon for Tib, but I feel like it's gonna be delayed for a while, and I don't feel like the Axe delaying the game is that good against Adusa. Unless Razor shows up here. He doesn't refresh
I mean,
it, though.
genuinely, it ain't bad, because between that, Illuminate, and Ember, like, you can clear waves nonstop in a high ground defense situation.
That's fair. Okay, that's true, actually. An Axe with Ember, because you have area physical damage, which is rare. It's really good. Okay, no, I see the use in the team fight. I take it back. I take it back.
It will be
I'm
slow.
glad he's still
You
going
weren't
for it.
wrong about that. I have to agree.
He built tight.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, Ravage?
No Abba.
Okay. That was finally here, though. Mystic Flare's used. That's the empty Mystic Flare I was talking about. Can you hear in the team fight where Molly Burger's heart shattered?
Yeah. And that kind of sucks for Razor. That was his first big fight. You know, he got all dappered up.
He got refresher.
Put on his finest cologne. He brought his brand new his bling bling, his refresher orb to the fight, and Dusa just screamed at him. Didn't work.
I love the idea of Razor referring to his refresher as the bling bling. My bling bling! Which is like that weird thing he does.
I didn't know you did the voice acting for Razor. No.
I can't do the activation, but I do play the hero a lot.
Oh my god.
He's the only hero I turn on voice lines for. I genuinely love his pack. We're still gonna go for Scotty next though. So he's built his core, Razor, and now he's deciding I need to build items to survive the late game because it looks like the game is going late. We've been doing a really good job here on Feld of avoiding the fights in general, mainly due to Pingu's abandon. So well done by Feld overall. But this put TMM in a difficult position. This game is not entirely lost if this goes late, but you do need both Ember and Razor to pull extra weight.
Do you think if Razor ever buys a gem and gets it delivered, he's like, bling bling, wait a second, that shopkeeper is the wrong one. Think he ever gets like
right, because it's not refresher,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can
a fake
imagine.
gem?
I don't want him to say bling bling. That was scary. Even when I said the voice, it was kind of scary. Tib helped here by the pipe. Nice roll force staff as well, but Tib might just die regardless. The damage is really high, and the Scotty makes a
Whoa.
huge difference against his
This
time.
storm is crazy, man.
Storm is crazy. Shenra, he watched Tai Shag and he wants to be like him. And he is. He got the kill. He's a baller.
He is. I mean, I guess with BKB, he really has no fear of the Skywrath Mage.
Storm baller.
The ball and storm.
Oh, lightning baller, I guess that's the right
Lightning
word.
in a
Sorry.
bottle.
He's gonna go for Shard next, right? So instead of the typical, I mean, this is a much more expensive Storm build than the typical 3 nulls into
Yeah.
Axe BKB scuffed build, right? But I think this build is appropriate for this game because you got a lot of scaling. And in general, now the problem is not only do you have to have 2 cores that deal with Dusa, even though they don't scale as well, but they also have to deal with Storm, right? And he scales better than Ember, generally speaking. So what do you do, man? It's honestly looking pretty dire for the Mystery Machine.
Things aren't looking up. Dusa continues to extend her net worth lead. Storm is actually giving her a really, really good run for her money as well, and has the experience to boot. Double King, he's still got this double, you know, refresher. Well, not double refresher, but 12 seconds of magic immunity, right? 2 static links in the fight. Of course, Eye of the Storm does fully stack. Doesn't have the Ags upgrade, so we can't use it to destroy buildings, but he can certainly destroy heroes with it. Tib eager to look for the Ravage. That's really the key here, is for Mystery Machine.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately, their setup is so bad, it's all around Ravage. Or simply finding Sword.
Yeah, I mean, that's really huge, right? Because you do have... The one aspect where you beat the enemy team is their team fight is better. Straight up. Especially if you got Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp, I think, would be huge here for Jubei. It's unfortunate he's the 5 Coddle. I think he should get priority over Molly Burgos. Honestly, you're a Skywrath, dude. You're only a science.
And this is big. They didn't need to use the Ravage. They conserved the Ravage. Of course,
Yes.
Zora doesn't have buyback. And now, I mean, you have to respect this team fight for Mr. Machine, especially in a big choke point like this. Oh my god, this Roche is so slow, though. I mean, it is painfully slow.
Yeah. It's very slow. And we have a tide with it, right? So Oh, they're like, they gave up. Oh my
That's
God.
brutal. Shaggy got bored. He wants to fight in the Ravage.
Oh, but the Ravage?
Good one.
It is. Afromush is also in trouble himself. There's a terrorize here. Double King. Fear.
BKB?
Double King could die to Fear. He has a BKB now. Magic One on top of that. Oh, no. The Magic One was not sufficient to save him there, and Double King will die in this team fight.
Shaggy's on the back lines.
However, high Shaggy. He picks off the backlines, you're right. There's Molly Burgers coming into play, stopping the Sanking. The silence is going to last long enough, I believe. Yes, for the Searing Chains to come out. And high Shaggy, he's the carry now.
Okay.
He takes down Zor, but Tim, he overestimated what he can do against a double damage Dusa.
Yeah, double damage.
I didn't even
the
see.
casual
I didn't see the
Crystallis.
double damage.
Oof.
Yeah. I don't think they saw double damage because of the shield. It was kind of covered. And they might have realized that
yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, either way, Mystery Machine, to say the least, have some pretty significant damage issues in these team fights. Razor has been really struggling to get on top. That was a good Ravage, actually. He did catch Abba with it, but Abba was way too far away. The problem with playing Abba into Ravage is that Ravage is, relatively speaking, a fairly slow projectile.
What is high Shaggy doing? Okay, I mean, he's gonna die.
I have no. He also fed a gem. I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea what that was. And Solji hits him with a smile.
The Mr. Machine is now sponsored by Uber Eats because they just went and delivered feeding right to Medusa's door there. That was so weird. I guess that's why they're a van. That's where they keep their food.
Yeah, and much like our Van cast, it is restricted to Division 2 here apparently, because I mean that's such a big opening for Feld.
That was brutal, mate.
Well, it's towards us, right?
There's both, I guess.
I mean, listen,
I guess we fought together, right?
yeah, right. So
it just feels, I don't know. That felt like a really weird play here by Shaggy, and it wasn't just him, by the way, because two supports came with him. So there was a mutual call and understanding there of we're all gonna go die to the Dusa solo. She didn't have double damage, but she's still a Dusa, dude. I don't know. You have 9k lead now for Solji. Those kills really helped out. You gave him a free Roche because you couldn't steal it, even though Ember could have alternatively.
I will say a big shining moment of this Mystery Machine draft is their high ground is, I mean, so I can't stress this enough, so hard to push into. Only the Storm has the ability to like really break the backlines, and again, that's a really risky proposition into a Skywrath Mage, assuming the Skywrath has proper positioning. Razor's dying, by the way.
I think he might still die. No, the physical damage is honestly really
Shaggy
bad.
was like, "Hello guys, I'm here.
Is under attack.
Don't worry, have no fear."
Yeah. I will cover the rear. But oh no, the enemy team is getting near.
Yeah, I mean, so the high ground is super good. Goodbye, Jubei. You know, between Illuminates, between...
The pressure of the
Do they have
ride.
the Gush yet? No, they don't have the AoE Gush. Even without it, right? Plasma Field and Sleight of Fist, obviously, all super powerful here. Tib, he's trying to distract them, but Shinra just immediately blows up Molly Burgos. This is starting to really get bad for Mystery Machine, though. They just need to hold it together here, not lose the plot. Again, their high ground is seriously very good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Sure, yes, but you're up against a Dusa, dude. Like, there's no saving great. There's no light at the end of this tunnel, right? The tunnel's dark. It's caving in.
I want to say that, but our games earlier were, I mean, just wild.
True. Anything can happen.
Right? Anything. I mean, it's the stress is going to be high as well for Feld, right? And if anything, I mean, it sucks to be losing a game and to know. But it's also quite stressful to be winning a game with this big of a lead, because the players can certainly feel it and struggle to get up to high ground. It's a very real thing. Performance anxiety.
I agree, but though I do feel like Dusa is the kind of hero which is best for these situations, right? She's consistent, she's easy to play around, she's tanky enough so she can avoid some mistakes. Even in positioning, she's kind of forgiving, right? I'm not saying that Dusa players are, is just the easiest thing to play. Like, you still have to farm and do all the things right in the early game. But once you get your items, this feels nice. It's like, you know when you have a K that's a little bit throwy and you give them something like Sven or Dusa so they don't mess up as much?
Oh,
it's kind of that vibe.
The Elven Tunic behind.
Oh, that's not good. That's actually huge for Dusa as well. What does she have?
Razor would have really appreciated that one.
Are you? I think you're better off with Elven Tunic. Maybe with Razor.
Shaggy.
Nice Shaggy again. He's feeling the pressure though. He's feeling the pressure a lot. The fear hurts him. They got as well the Curse Crown with the BKB dispels it. Now the Ravage. Can they turn this around? Razor did steal a lot of damage from the Storm. He's starting to kill the Storm. That's the Aegis though. He released the Storm. Full mana now for the second time. He does get stunned. Turned to stone actually. And that actually prevents the BKB usage, which means he gets stunned by Zor as well. Double King dies because the Stone Gaze just kind of nipped him there towards the end. You didn't even see that. Now, Shaggy, he doesn't have a carry to play around, so he's the only damage source on the team, but he went for Heaven's Halberd. He's more of a utility Emperor here. He's not going to be able to carry the team to victory solo.
No, he can't.
And Feld just gets another great team fight.
Yeah. Yeah, another really, really great team fight. They were so close to executing on that a little bit better. Regrettably, again, the Ravage is just like literally a half second too early. They did have that AoE. I actually think Borrowed Time got procced because of the damage Ravage did to him, right? I don't think he even needed to pop it manually. And that, that's just so unfortunate. That's like literally the difference of one Maelstrom proc for High Shaggy, who does regrettably kind of walk into that one quite literally, but it's still a little bit unfortunate. I mean, Mystery Machine, they're so close to stringing these fights together. You can see Razor finally had the liberty of getting off a decent static link or two. Just isn't ready for that next Burrow Strike. That initiation is so punishing for Zor.
And it sucks because they were so close, right? Like, Feld was the team that just got the win to be able to force these tiebreakers. Mystery Machine was sitting atop that throne for a while, you know? And it does feel bad that they're now in this position. With Feld getting so close. It's also the stress of playing against Adusa, right? I mean, we talked about how Adusa's an easy hero for these situations, or the best hero for these situations. She's the opposite when you play against her, right? Dusa, you know, like that idea, this hero, the Mirage, right? She just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and just see this like monster. You go, how do I even kill her? What do we even do? You start being desperate. You go for these risky plays because you feel like that's the only way to get back into the game. And it is. You're right about that. That's what they're gonna go. A smoke to the high gun, kill the Abaddon. At least the kill's a kill right now. But the Storm actually counter-initiates. In fact, he gets Auto. Base dead.
Yeah.
Oh, God. The punishment from the Storm and the Sand King as well. BKB's our fourth here, but Dude's not even joined, which means Feld just forced out a bunch of resources, and their carry wasn't even touched here.
Yeah, now the counter-initiation. Shaggy, he can't even get out. He's dead. Doesn't have buyback.
Hi, Shaggy's dead. The Yules dispels the Glimmer. No save for this Mali Burgos. I think this might be GG, Richie.
Yeah, it's fallen apart so quickly for the Mystery Machine here. It just feels awful. They played such a game, such a clean game too. It was such a clean game too. I actually thought that they had won the series, and unfortunately, I feel like I've done this to them here. To some degree, Mystery Machine have also done it to themselves. A couple of mistakes here, a couple of bad fights, and well, again, the draft not doing them a whole lot of favors. It felt. Looking to end the game, looking to join 5 Rats here in Division 1 for the upcoming summer tour. Mr. Sheen, they've got one more fight. They've got Ravage, but they don't have High Shaggy. Once again, Pingu immediately dispels his core. Double King at least BKB'd up. He's got a decent static link going, but he's turned to stone. He's killed. He doesn't have the buyback, and that's it. GG, well played. Feld's moving on to Division 1.
Well, that feels sad for the Mystery Machine fans because they were so close, they were touching the sky, but in the end, this last draft didn't really work out for them. They played the early game pretty well, but 1 or 2 mistakes are just so easily punished in this